welcome to the African News Update on Top Accolade News. The headlines: Mozambicans vote for new president. Tunisian President Kais Saied poised for victory in presidential election. Ethiopia licenses 21 companies as foreign investors gain access to retail and export sectors. Kenya Airways seeks control of Jomo Kenyatta Airport. In politics, Mozambicans vote for new presidents. This week, Mozambicans head to the polls to elect a new president amidst ongoing turmoil in the oil and gas-rich Cabo Delgado province, where a jihadist insurgency has devastated communities for nearly 7 years. Close to 17 million voters will not only choose a president, but also members of parliament and provincial assemblies. The front-runners, including Daniel Chapo of the ruling FRELIMO party, emphasize restoring peace as their top priority, though concrete plans to address the violence remain vague. With a backdrop of high unemployment, severe food shortages, and corruption scandals, analysts warn that the next leader will inherit a challenging landscape. Observers from the Southern African Development Community are monitoring the election closely, following last year's local election marked by allegations of fraud. As the country grapples with a complex transition, the hope for peace and development hangs in the balance. Still in politics, Tunisian President Kais Saied poised for victory in presidential election. Exit polls indicate that Tunisian President Kais Saied is on the track for a decisive victory in Sunday's presidential elections, with preliminary results showing that he gathered approximately 89.2% of the votes, according to Sigma Conseil. His closest rival, Ayachi Zamel, received 6.9%. In a press briefing, the head of the Independent High Authority of Election reported a voter turnout of 27.7%, with over 2.5 million Tunisians casting their ballots domestically and nearly 105,000 voting abroad. The official turnout figure from the Chahed Observatory was slightly higher at 28.8%. Final elections results are expected to be released today. In business, Ethiopia licenses 21 companies as foreign investors gain access to retail and export sectors. The Ethiopian Investment Commission announced on Sunday that 21 companies have been licensed to operate in the country, with 13 focusing on retail and 8 on export activities. This move follows a new directive allowing foreign investors into wholesale and retail sector, a change from previous regulation that restricted these areas to domestic businesses. The Ethiopian Investment Board, led by the Prime Minister, aims to modernize the economy and enhance competition, as 71 international firms have already expressed interest since the directive's announcement in July. While the past policies sought to protect local investors, it faced challenges in achieving its goals. The new approach is expected to lower consumer prices and invigorate the economy, particularly with export companies focusing on coffee and sesame, while others eye sectors like electric vehicles and construction materials for imports. Still in business, Kenya Airways seek control of Jomo Kenyatta Airport. Kenya Airways is seeking to gain control of Nairobi's Jomo Kenyatta International Airport, JKIA, as the Kenyan government considers a controversial 30-year concession proposal from the Adani Group to revamp the airport. With passenger and cargo traffic exceeding current capacity, Kenya Airways CEO Alan Kilavuka emphasizes the urgent need for expansion, projecting that JKIA will handle 32 million passengers by 2054. However, the proposed deal has sparked protests over transparency and concerns about potential job losses, leading to a one-day strike by aviation workers. As Kenya faces increasing competition from regional hubs in Ethiopia and Rwanda, Kilavuka warns that any leasing model must not inflate operational costs for Kenya Airways, which aims to expand its fleet from 42 to 64 aircraft in the next 5 years. You are watching the African News Update on Top Accolade News. Do stay with us. Still to come. staying with us. In environment, strong earthquakes shakes Addis Ababa. A strong earthquake rattled Addis Ababa, the capital of Ethiopia, forcing residents of apartments and condos to evacuate in hours. The tremor, with its epicenter located about 23 kilometers northeast of Awash and occurring at a depth of 10 kilometers, was felt throughout central Ethiopia. Fortunately, there have been no initial reports of damage or casualties, and significant destruction is deemed unlikely. However, authorities are expected to take several hours to conduct thorough assessments, especially in remote areas, with aftershocks anticipated in the coming days. Transportation infrastructure in the affected zone may temporarily be shut down for safety inspections, leading to minor disruptions, but services are expected to resume quickly if no damage is found. Utility outages could also occur near the epicenter. Shifting focus to agriculture, avocado farming transforms lives in Burundi. In Burundi, avocado farming is transforming the livelihood of small-scale farmers, particularly in the remote northern province in Kanyaza. Previously, farmers earned just 10 cents per kilogram for their avocados. But thanks to the government intervention and the organization of farmers' cooperatives, they now receive about 70 cents per kilogram. This significant increase is empowering farmers who are now receiving payments in US dollars directly to their cooperative bank accounts. Groups like Green Gold Burundi, representing 200,000 farmers, are working to regulate the avocado export market and ensure fair compensation. With aspirations to plant 50,000 avocado trees in each province and an aim to export over 10 million tons annually by 2030, the government sees avocado as a key component for diversifying the economy. As more farmers recognize the potential of this cash crop, avocados are becoming a vital source of income in a country where many live below the poverty line. Now in entertainment, Africa Cinema Summit kicks off in Accra. Today marks the opening of the second edition of the African Cinema Summit at the Mozambique Hotel in Accra, Ghana, running from October 7th to 10th. Under the theme, "Is cinema relevant in African communities?" the summit aims to explore the crucial role of film in shaping cultural narratives and preserving history on the continent. Headlining the event is the renowned British actor Idris Elba, as Africa's film industry continues to grow with notable successes like The Wedding Party and The Jewel of the Nile. The summit seeks to address the challenges of the underdeveloped cinema culture, evident in the mere 1,700 screens across nearly 1.5 billion people. Representatives from the multiple African nations and investment bodies are gathering to foster collaboration and innovation, paving the way for a brighter future for African cinema. In sports, former World Under-20 champion Kipyegon Bett dies at 26 after illness. Tragedy has struck the athletics community with the passing of former World Under-20 champion Kipyegon Bett, who died at the age of 26 in Bomet, Kenya, following a brief illness. The talented 800-meter runner won his junior world title in 2016 and secured a bronze medal at the Senior World Championships in 2017. However, his career faced a setback in 2018 due to a 4-year doping ban. Bett had been suffering from stomach pains for about a month, and his sister revealed that he had been hospitalized after vomiting blood. Despite their effort to help him, he passed away shortly after experiencing these pains. Athletics Kenya officials remembered him as a gifted athlete with a kind heart and an amiable spirit, leaving behind a legacy that will not be forgotten. That concludes our African news update for today. Stay tuned for more African news and developments. Thanks for joining us. I am Okocha Ojo-Rumi. Connect and engage with us on all our social media handles. Do have a wonderful day.